Morning, how are we all? Welcome to another weekly vlog. It is Monday the 11th of January, I think it is. Just selecting a mug for my mid-morning cup of coffee, and today's winner is this heart one. How was everybody's weekend? Mine was quite good. Didn't do anything, didn't go anywhere. Literally, did we leave the house? Yeah, we went to Screwfix. Actually ordered some bits for the downstairs loo that he's mending. Exciting news this, isn't it? Bet you're on the edge of your seats here. From Screwfix, and we had to go and pick them up, so I drove him down there. Just to drive him down there, really. Stayed in the car, he went in, got the bits and came out. And that was all the going out either of us did over the weekend. Let me just pop you there while I put my coffee in. But Saturday afternoon, we spent the afternoon in the garden filling up the skip with all the garden rubbish that the gardener was meant to organise to be taken away and never did. Hopeless man. Yeah, that wasn't good. But yeah, we filled the skip up and raked and brushed and did lots of stuff like that, which was good. Good to get out in the fresh air, even though it was absolutely bitterly cold. Then Saturday night we had our dinner from Coat at Home, which was very, very nice. We had, I think I put a picture of the starter on Instagram. I had a mackerel pate sort of starter, and Ashley had chicken liver parfait pate, something like that, with some really nice French bread. That was really nice. Then for main course we had a breaded chicken escalope, I suppose you'd call it, which was lovely, really tasty, with garlic butter on the top, and braised fennel, which also was lovely. I love fennel. Fennel is one of my favourite vegetables. I don't eat it enough, actually. So yeah, that was really nice. And then Ashley had a pudding. I didn't have a pudding because health, fitness, all that kind of stuff. Ashley had a lemon and armagnac posset, which he very, very much enjoyed. I did taste one spoonful of it and it was lovely. So yeah, that was really nice. And we laid the table and we dressed up a bit, and it just felt nice. It felt like something a little bit different. And then yesterday I spent a good while on the internet going down a rabbit hole of food delivery from restaurants, and discovered that there's loads and loads of different options out there. So many restaurants doing nationwide delivery. So that was quite exciting. We thought we might do that as a regular thing on a... I've lost the top of the milk now. How have I lost that? How can I have lost that? Oh, it's there on top of the kettle. Stupid. So yeah, that was quite interesting. Thought I might do some reviews of them for YouTube, because that might be quite interesting as well. I don't know, sort of vaguely thinking about that. Anyway, that was Saturday. Sunday, we didn't do an awful lot at all, really. Actually did a little bit more tiling in the downstairs loo. I packed up my parcels, my eBay parcels, watched a bit of telly in the afternoon and the evening, and yeah, that was it. But it was nice. And then it's Monday again today. Ashley's gone to work. I'm having my usual eBay day today, which I do on a Monday. I say usual, it's only the second one I've had, but I like to get all my eBay for the week done on a Monday, or most of it. Then I know it's done and I can concentrate on other stuff for the rest of the week. So yeah, the weather's looking okay. Due to rain, I think, for the rest of the week, so depending on how eBay goes today, I'm going to try and get out for a walk. In fact, I am going to get out for a walk probably before lunch, I think, or maybe just after lunch, depending. So anyway, I dyed my hair yesterday morning as well. I was just thinking my roots look bad, but I think the colour they put on my hair last time I went to the hairdresser was slightly different from the colour that I normally dye it, but I think overall it looks a bit fresher. But time for my lunch break, and today's lunch is a mug of Covent Garden tomato and basil soup with, I've cut up a Baby Bell and melted it in there. It hasn't actually melted very well. It's a Baby Bell light. And a Warburton thin sandwich with tuna and salad in. God, it's about 4 o'clock, I think, and I've spent a vast portion of today sitting in front of the computer. Mondays are a bit like that, with getting all my eBay listings for the week done on a Monday now. So I did that. I had some other bits to do. And I had a couple of my own bits to list as well as worky bits. So Ashley's old phone and some car mats and stuff that needed listing. So I've done that. And I've just finished for the day. So that's good. Haven't got all the other things done that I wanted to get done today, but that's okay. I just had a delivery actually a little while ago from TK Maxx. I only ordered it on Saturday, so it came remarkably quickly. But I ordered a mattress protector for the new mattress in the spare bedroom. So that's that one. And then I've got the bedding I've got on my spare bed in this room here. You can't see it actually because the bed is unmade at the moment. In that room, that's the room, you know the one, is really poor quality. It's nice bedding, but I got it really cheaply from the Range, I think, not long after we moved in here, and it's not particularly nice and it doesn't wash well. And it was I've got two sets and they're both white, and they've both done that greying thing that I was talking about last week with t-shirts. So I've treated myself to some, or treated the bed, not myself, because I won't be sleeping in it. In fact, nobody will be sleeping in it for the foreseeable future, will they? Because we ain't going to be having any guests. But I've got some nice new bedding for it. It's sort of a silver grey colour. I don't know if the camera's picking that up particularly well. But I don't know if it's a particularly good brand, but it is 200 thread count, which is quite good. And I paid £34.99. It's a king size, and it's got sort of a self stripe in it, which I quite liked. And that's a king size quilt cover with 2 pillowcases. So hopefully that will be slightly better quality than the ones that I've got at the moment. And then I also bought a fitted sheet for it, which was £19.99. That's a 1200 thread count. That's insane. I don't know. I don't think that. Don't they say with thread counts that when you go above 800, there's no discernible difference? I think. But anyway, I'm going to pop that on. But first of all, I need to pop down to Ashley's office to photocopy a 34-page form that I was filling in for my parents, and they have sent back to me with all the signatures filled in, and their bits done that they needed to do. And I need to make a copy of it really before I send it off. So I could copy it page by page on my printer, my little tiny printer, but at Ashley's office they've got a great big one, so I'm going to nip down there and photocopy it down there with a mask on, socially distanced. There's only 2 of them working in the office now. Everybody else has gone back to work from home or furloughed. So yeah, right, that's what I'm going to do now. Then I'm going to make up the bed and see how that looks. Really cold out here, but I just had to film at this beautiful sky. Look at how amazing that is. Absolutely stunning this evening. Oh my god, it's bitter, but that really is lovely. It's about 6:15 and I've just changed into my loungewear and my cardi. And I've got shepherd's pie for dinner, which I made ages ago. I made 2 shepherd's pies. It could be cottage pie actually, possibly cottage pie. No, it's shepherd's pie. Just remembered it was lamb. Yeah, I made 2 of them absolutely ages ago. We ate one and I froze the other. So I'm thanking my former self tonight because I don't have to cook. So that's good. Just opening my Diet Coke. Yeah, just waiting for Ashley to come home from work now. I went and photocopied my form and haven't done an awful lot else actually. The reason I turned the camera on was to talk to you about coverless duvets. Do you remember I got quite excited about coverless duvets in the first lockdown? I got one for the spare bed, and then later on I got one for William's bed. I love the idea of coverless duvets. Who wouldn't, after wrestling for years, putting duvet covers on and off multiple duvets? they have not been a roaring success. I just wanted to give you a bit of an update on them, really. Yesterday, I thought that the washing machine had broken because it wouldn't spin. I got to the end of the cycle, I opened the door, I went to get the duvet out, and it was still soaking wet, so I put it on a spin cycle and it was still wet, so I thought it had broken. It turned out that the duvet was just, it thought it was an uneven load, and it stops itself from spinning when it's got an uneven load in it. Washing machines too clever for their own good these days, aren't they? Sorry, my watch has just buzzed at me. I'm just seeing what it wanted. Don't know. So yeah, so they don't wash brilliantly. They are slightly too big for my washing machine. It's the reason that I never bought one for my bed. I've got a Super King bed, and I knew that I wouldn't be able to wash a Super King size one, and the one that wouldn't wash yesterday was just a double one, not even a king size one. So that's not good. The other thing is that William doesn't like the feel of it. He's asked for his old one back, not that he's here at the moment, but when he came home for Christmas he didn't, although he likes the idea of a coverless duvet, he doesn't like it. It's slightly, it's a man-made fabric. I'm going to assume it's polyester or something because it's very quick drying. But he didn't like the feeling of it. It's a very slippery sort of fabric. So they weren't the unmitigated success that I hoped they would be. So, anyway, I need to go and change the battery in this camera because it's been flashing at me for most of the afternoon every time I turn the camera on. Good morning, it's Tuesday. How are we all doing? I'm just doing comments or looking at comments from Sunday's video, and Paula Hennell has made me laugh a lot. Do you remember on last week's vlog, I asked if any of you had any ideas for products to do 30-day trials on? Paula says, "Hi Caroline, I've got an idea for a 30-day trial. It's gin, champagne and chocolate. If it works well for you, I'd be prepared to give it a go myself." Just made me laugh my head off. Thank you, Paula. I always like a laugh to start the day, so I thought I'd share that with you. Yeah, it's Tuesday today. What is going on today? The Tesco is 9:57, because you needed to know that, didn't you? And my Tesco delivery has just arrived. Half of my Tesco delivery today was my mother-in-law, who doesn't do technology, doesn't do driving, doesn't do shopping, so I've got her shopping, so I am going to go over to Torquay and drop that off to her in a minute. I'm just uploading a video which I need to finish, and then I've got another one to edit for Wednesday, and then I want to sort out some more kitchen cupboards today. That's sort of all I've got on the list for today. I was up early this morning. I woke up at 5 and couldn't get back to sleep, so I sat and read till about 6:45 or 6:30, I think, and then I got up and did my treadmill miles, listen to me, steps rather. I do 2,500 steps on the treadmill first thing in the morning. So I did that, and yeah, right, I'm just wittering at you now, aren't I? So I am off to get on with my day. It's 2 o'clock, 2:07. And I have had a busy morning. I popped over to Ashley's mother's with the shopping, dropped it off on her doorstep and had a chat with her. Put it into the hall for her, actually. Just so you don't think I'm completely callous and heartless, I can't go in because she is in a bubble with Ashley's brother and his family, rather than with us. They live closer to her, so I can't go in. So she does see them, and she was around there on Friday with them at their house, I think. So at least she does have some social contact, you know, she's not by herself all the time, which is good. Anyway, it's cold. I'm really cold. I worked through my lunch. I had a very nice egg and bacon wrap, like hard-boiled egg and bacon, sliced up and mashed with some mayonnaise. Actually, it was low-fat salad cream, but same thing, in a Weight Watchers wrap, and it's one of my favourite lunches at the moment. I'm really enjoying having that. Yeah, that was nice, but I worked all the way through lunch, and I've only just finished really. I've just made up the spare bed, which I didn't do yesterday after telling you I was going to do it yesterday, and Will's bed, and now I'm going to get into my bed and watch an episode of The Crown, because I haven't stopped all morning. It took me a long time to do that Outfits of the Week video with finding all the links and everything. It's always a bit bitty and takes a while, so that's ready for tomorrow morning. And then when I finish watching The Crown and possibly had a little nap, I'm going to do another 20 minutes on the treadmill to get some more steps in, and I'm going to clean out some kitchen cupboards. I think that's my plan for the rest of the afternoon, and that should probably take us to Ashley coming home and starting to get the dinner. The days slip by quite easily, I find. Do you find that they go quite quickly? I also had quite a long chat on the phone with my best friend. She gave me a ring this morning. She's had tonsillitis, so she's been off. She's working from home at the moment, but she was off work a lot of last week with that, but she's better now, so that's good. Right, I'm just rambling again, so off I go to watch The Crown. So I put the new bedding on the bed. I think I showed you this yesterday, did I? The bedding. I'm actually quite pleased with it. I thought I might not like it because it was grey or silvery grey rather than white. I would have ordered it in white, only they didn't have king size in white. So yeah, I am pleased with it. It feels lovely quality, really nice. I did actually iron it half-heartedly. I was on the phone at the time, so not my best ironing effort before I put it on, but yeah, I'm pleased with that. It definitely feels better quality than the stuff from the range that I've done with the range or Dunelm, I can't remember. But yeah, it feels much nicer quality than that. So I don't think it was a bad price for decent quality bedding. I find TK Maxx quite good. It's good for super king bedding as well generally. Although last time I went in, God, that light's horrible, isn't it? Last time I went in looking for super king bedding, it wasn't the best. I've just cleaned out, emptied this cupboard and cleaned out all the shelves. They should be dry now. So I've got, it's sort of a baking cupboard sort of thing, so I've got to sort through all this. I'm unenthused about this, but I will feel pleased when it's done. This is what lockdown does to you. I am freezing herbs. In the winter, when I can't grow my own herbs, I buy them from supermarkets in horrible plastic bags. I know. And I've got dill, I've got coriander, I've got parsley, and I've got mint, all of which I've used some of. But does anybody else find they throw away absolutely loads of herbs? And I just throw them away because I haven't got time or energy to think about, you know, doing anything else with them. However, I've decided to freeze them, and then I realised that I don't have ice cube trays. So I ordered some ice cube trays from Amazon, and they arrived, and they are tiny weeny little holes, but that's okay, we can work with that, not a problem. So I'm gonna take the stalks out and then whiz them up in my little blender and freeze them with water into ice cube trays. That's the plan anyway. Well, that was fiddly and messy. Not sure I'd rush to do it again, although we've got dill, we've got mint, we've got coriander and parsley at this end. So I'm going to freeze those, and then the idea is when they're frozen, you take the ice cubes out and pop them into bags. And then when I need some herbs, it can just be thrown in ice cube form. Each ice cube is approximately half a teaspoon, so yeah, it was quite messy, but I love my little chopper. It's so good. It takes literally a couple of seconds. Anyway, let's get these in the freezer. So, eating out of the freezer again tonight, we have got this stuffed pasta, which is porcini mushroom and black truffle. It's called mezzaluna. It looks like ravioli to me, but hey ho, whatever. And we're having it with truffle pesto, which I've got a feeling, it's from Marks and Spencer, I've got a feeling that was from, I did actually a basket of, let me just turn the camera back to me. Did actually a basket of various different foodie bits and pieces for a Christmas present, maybe last year, not this one just gone, the one before. And I think I might have given that to him in that, because I found it at the back of the food cupboard when I was sorting it out last week. Anyway, I thought those would go well together. And then we are having a slightly past its best rocket salad, which I've just opened, but the best before date was a few days ago, so I've just popped it in there to sort of dry out. It's a little bit damp. I'm hoping it might dry out a little bit in the air and be alright with some French dressing or something on the top of it. It's just after 6:30 and I've just taken off my makeup and put my loungewear on, as you can see. I'm really hoping that this lockdown, sorry, I'm just putting my thing, something in the drawer there. Really hoping that this lockdown I get the time to tidy up every single cupboard and drawer in the house, because I'm really very much enjoying doing them, getting everything sorted. It's a nice feeling. What isn't a nice feeling, however, is the state of this pink sofa in my bedroom. Why can I not keep this tidy? I mean, I'm a 52-year-old, fairly sensible, fairly organised woman. Why is this constantly full of clothes? Why can't I keep it tidy? Tomorrow I am going to clear up all of this mess and I am going to make it a mission to keep it tidy. How many times have I said that before? It's ridiculous, isn't it? But really am getting very sick of looking at it covered in clothes. And the only person whose fault it is mine, because they're only my clothes. Ridiculous. Good morning, how are we doing? It's Wednesday. It's about 11:20. I've just had a Boots order delivered, so I thought I'd just show you that. I ordered this, it's a new Aussie range. They were doing 3 for £10 and then another £2 off if you spent £10 or something, or spent £8. I can't remember exactly, but it made them £2 something each basically. So bargain. I got the purple shampoo, the detangling spray, leave-in conditioner. I think it's meant to be a leave-in conditioner. Detangling spray. Anyway, I would use that as a leave-in conditioner, and that's the hydration conditioner. So yeah, I'm looking forward to trying those. They haven't got that really nice Aussie smell, you know, the smell that Aussie shampoos used to have, but they smell quite pleasant. So I like a good purple shampoo anyway, so I'll let you know how I get on with those. Massive disappointment though. Sorry, my thing's just buzzing and I'm waiting for somebody to, no, that's not it. Massive disappointment. I was so excited when I saw that Soap and Gloria brought out a cleansing butter, because you know how I love a cleansing, it's actually a balm. You know how I love a cleansing balm. This is new and it's called Glow Your Mind Nourishing Cleansing Balm, and I opened it up and it's a lovely balm texture in a pot. Hang on, let me show you. I can't. Let's pop you there for a second. So it comes in a nice round pot like that. And you know how Soap and Glory smells so lovely? I was on about that body butter last week on Friday. And it's a beautiful balm texture inside. You can see that. And it smells literally of nothing. Might as well be wiping Vaseline on my face. So disappointed with that. Really disappointed. So do not waste your £10 on that if you're looking for a nice cleansing bar. I really thought I might have found a decently priced, you know, drugstore level cleansing balm, but apparently not. Never mind, we shall continue looking. I cannot tell you how happy this cupboard makes me. That's ridiculous, isn't it? But I love how, sorry if you can hear me, I'm just tripping backwards over the bloody footstool. Got my little stool there so I can reach the top of the cupboard. But yes, rearranging my Christmas kitchen cupboards in the afternoons is making me happy. I've just ordered a few more of the red-lidded jars from eBay. They're called Sunpet. They're really good value storage jars because I've got a few things that need putting into them. But yes, so that's that cupboard done. I'm now going to do the one next to it, which is sauces, which all need sorting out and tidying. And then I'm going to poach some of these smoked bassa fillets in milk. That's remains of a baby bell from lunchtime, not cleared up from lunch yet. Poach them in some milk and then make a cheese sauce with the milk to make haddock, not haddock, bassa. Well, I'm going to pass it off as haddock to Mr. Matthews. We'll see if he guesses or not. for dinner, like a smoked haddock and cheese sauce type of affair thing. So yeah, keeping myself busy, keeping myself off the streets, as they say. There is nothing as cathartic as having a big rant to my camera when something really gets my goat. That is never going to see the light of day, it's never going to be published on the internet, but I really feel like I've just got it off my chest. Anyway, I'm feeling much better now, and I'm just going to show you my haddock bassa smokies, ready to go in the oven later. I think I'm going to do some little sautéed potatoes in the air fryer, and some carrots and broccoli maybe, or some mixed veg. Not entirely sure yet, I shall see. Right, I've got to do a little wash up, and we need some milk. I'm out of milk. I thought I had one in the freezer, but I haven't. So I'll phone Ashley to pick some up on his way home from the office, I guess. I've been colouring and watching This Is Us. That doesn't look very impressive for an hour's colouring, does it? I feel like these Poundland colouring pencils are just hopeless. I enjoyed it, I have fun doing it, don't get me wrong. It was quite entertaining just sitting here and letting my mind wander and watching This Is Us. But yeah, those pencils are no good. If anybody has any recommendation for decent colouring pencils, let me know. The light here is nice, isn't it? Quite looking as though I've been tangoed. It's 6 o'clock, Ashley has just come in from work, and then he had to go back to work to leave a key out for somebody who's got to move a desk into the new office out the back tomorrow or something like that. Don't know, wasn't really listening. He also forgot to buy the milk, so he's going to do that as well. Oh, excuse me. Oh, dearie me. It's Wednesday, so it's film night. Tonight I think we are watching The Hippopotamus, which is a Stephen Fry film. I don't know much about it, so that'll be interesting. I think it's feeling like it's a comedy. I feel like a film called The Hippopotamus is probably a comedy rather than a nature documentary if it's got Stephen Fry in it, but don't quote me on that. I'll let you know once we've watched it. Anyway, I'll probably catch up with you tomorrow. I feel like I'm getting to the stage of being boring again and having nothing to share with you, but such is life in lockdown, isn't it? I will see you tomorrow. Hello there, it's Thursday. Look, it's getting dark already. It's about 4:45 or something, I think. And I've had quite a lazy day, so I haven't picked up... Actually, that's not true. I have picked up the camera, but it was to film a video for tomorrow. So I did that. Other than that... Excuse me, I'm going to yawn. Oh. Other than that, I've had quite a lazy day. Haven't done a lot at all. In fact, I have just finished watching season 4 of The Crown. And I picked up the camera because I needed to talk to you about it, to see what you all think. It's, I was torn with it. I enjoyed watching it, but as I said, hang on, sorry, I'm just trying to make a tower to balance you on while I chat. There we are, a candle tower. Candles are so useful, aren't they? Let me just pop you there. There we are. Oh, you're not tall enough. Why can't you be a little bit taller? There we are. 3 eyeshadow palettes, 4 eyeshadow palettes. Sit on there, that'll do, won't it? And I've angled you perfectly so you can't see that, which I still haven't tidied up. It's getting to be a problem. Oh, yes, The Crown. Oh, looking rather busty there, aren't I? The Crown. I loved the acting. I mean, the acting is just sublime, isn't it? Olivia Colman's voice and mannerisms as the Queen, just spot on. I thought, don't know the lady's name, but the lady that played Margaret Thatcher, again, the voice, the mannerisms, the acting in it is just sublime. And the same for, oh, all of them are just so good. I think my favourite episode of all of them was the one that focused in this series was the one that focused on Princess Margaret. Helena Bonham Carter is just one of the best actresses, isn't she? And I enjoyed that because I remember very much that Princess Margaret was a bit of a lost soul in the royal family, and I think she portrayed that sort of loneliness and sense of, or lack of a sense of position so well. I very much enjoyed that. Now, the Charles and Diana stuff, I knew that I said before watching it that I was sort of putting off watching it because I felt like Charles and Diana wouldn't be, because I remembered it all so well, having lived through it, that I felt like it wouldn't be, I would not want to see a fictionalised version of it. I would struggle with that, and I really did. And I feel like, again, absolute hats off to both the actors, Charles and Diana. They're just absolutely brilliant, so good. What I had a problem with was the way they absolutely vilified Charles and painted Diana as, you know, very much the victim. And, you know, whilst none of us know what goes on behind closed doors, I felt like the way they painted it was very one-sided, and I didn't really like that. And I think even more so because Charles is still alive, isn't he? And not that I imagine that he and Camilla spend their evenings watching The Crown. Yeah, I shouldn't think they do at all. Any of the royal family. In fact, Prince William was asked about it, wasn't it? And he said a very firm no, he didn't watch it. But yeah, I feel with Prince Charles still being alive, it was even more unfortunate that they couldn't have painted him in a slightly better light. And whilst I appreciate it was a fictionalised version, there may be, or there will be, many people who will take what they've seen in The Crown, who didn't live through it and are younger, you know, younger generations, who will think that is completely the truth, you know, that that's history rather than fiction. And I think that's a great shame, because I think Prince Charles has a lot of redeeming characteristics, and I'm pretty sure that it perhaps wasn't as one-sided as it was painted in The Crown. But overall, such a brilliant series, really well acted, and, you know, I very much enjoyed it. But that was just my bugbear with it, which I thought might be something that was going to happen before I watched it. Anyway, I've finished that. Wondering whether to start Bridgerton. A lot of you have recommended Bridgerton, and I've then seen a couple of negative reviews of it, of people saying how disappointed they were with it, because it's been hyped up so much. And I sometimes feel like that, you know, that I don't want to watch something that too many people have recommended in case I'm disappointed with it and don't like it. So I don't know. Anyway, I've got one more this is a television segment. Honestly, this is what we're reduced to, discussing 6 minutes worth of what I've watched on the telly. Not much else to talk about really, is there? But yeah, I've got one more episode of Real Housewives of New Jersey, which has been a bit of a, is it New Jersey? No, it's not New Jersey at all. That one's about to start soon, isn't it? One more episode of the current season of The Real Housewives of Orange County, season 15, which came out today. I just caught up on last week's this morning, and I've got the final episode of that. That's been a bit of a disappointing season, but it was filmed over COVID times, so there was that. Not particularly keen on Elizabeth, the new housewife, in that. Anybody else have thoughts on that programme? If you watch it, let me know. I'm now watching Real Housewives of Salt Lake City as well. I'm a bit behind on that. I started it and then I didn't know if I liked it or not, so I need to go back to that and watch a couple more and see if I still like that one or not. Certainly the fashions in it were amazing, very good. But yeah, I'm watching that. I think there's a new series floating around of Married at First Sight Australia, which I watched last year in, one of the lockdowns, was sometime during, I don't know, anyway, sometime last year when we spent a lot of time at home, and really enjoyed that. So I'm thinking I might watch that, but that was 26 episodes, and it was on ITV Player, and there were so many adverts in it. It drove me absolutely mental. I wonder if I could get a 30-day free trial of no adverts. That's a thought, isn't it? Can't believe I'm discussing in such depth what I'm watching on telly. Then I'm also watching This Is Us. I've just finished season 1 of This Is Us, so I thought I would watch something else in between and then go back to season 2 of This Is Us. I need to check if there's a new season of Grey's Anatomy available. Probably it will be on DVD, won't it? DVD, how old-fashioned. But I don't have Sky, so I don't watch Grey's when it airs anymore. So I need to check if last year's season is out yet. I think that's about it. We've also just started How to Get Away with Murder, the new season, but it's so convoluted. I struggle to remember what's going on in that, and it takes me about 3 or 4 episodes to get back into the swing of each new season. I feel like that's past its best now, that one, really. But yeah, maybe I'll start Bridgerton. Maybe that's what I'll watch next. Just thought I'd do you a little... Oh my God, look at the state of me. I just scraped my hair back. Had a lovely bath. However, had to save the bath. It was that I decided to use this, which came out of my Liberty Advent calendar. It is the Suzanne Kaufman. It's the Suzanne Kaufman Herbal Whey Bath Nourishing. It wasn't nice. To start with, the directions on the bottle didn't tell me how much to use, so I didn't want to Google it because I was standing in the bathroom with no clothes on, filling the bath up, as you do. Didn't fancy Googling at that point. So no instructions on the back of the bottle, and this is, that's how big the bottle is. You can't get an idea. That's 40 grams. So I didn't know how much to use, so I started off with about 1/3 of the bottle. It's just like a powder, and basically it just went to nothing. It didn't smell of anything, and so I ended up putting the whole bottle in. Now this bottle is 40 grams. Hold that thought a moment. So since coming back from my bath, I will go back to the bath in a minute, but since coming back from my bath, I have looked up the instructions for it, and it comes in a bottle of 300 grams normally, which is £33. And under how to use, it says 5 to 7 tablespoons are enough for a complete relaxing bath. Now a tablespoon, correct me if I'm wrong, is 15 mils, when mils equate to grams pretty much generally. Yes, I've googled it. Mils equate to grams. So 5 to 7, so let's go for 5 tablespoons, which would be 5 times 15, which is 75, isn't it? So 40 grams was never going to be even 1 bath's worth. So A, that's never going to be enough for 1 bath. B, after I bunged the whole lot in and went back into the bathroom, it smelled vaguely of milk on the turn. You know that smell as milk goes off? I mean, it does say it has whey in it, W-H-E-Y, not W-A-Y. So I'm guessing that was why it smelt of gone off milk slightly. So I rescued the bath at that point because I didn't want to empty it and run it again. And I also didn't want to bath in something that smelled like gone off milk because, frankly, I'm not Cleopatra. I've put some doTERRA Citrus Bliss oil in it, which was lovely and made it smell orangey. And in fact, Ashley remarked when he came in from work, "You must be Nell Gwynn." Ha ha. It's 2 historical references in 1 clip. I'm not, well, failed history O-level, I might add. But yeah, that saved the bath and it smelled lovely with that in it. But yeah, I cannot recommend that. And as for giving you a bottle that doesn't even contain enough of the product according to the manufacturer for 1 bath is a bit mean, isn't it, Liberty? Disappointing product. Although, having said that, if there was twice the amount, which is what you're meant to put in 1 bath, it probably would have smelled even more of gone off milk. So perhaps I had a lucky escape. Right, I'm going to stop wittering to you and go and make some dinner. Good morning, it's Friday. I'm just back. Oh, that's Carla. Do you want to see Carla?
talking now, but still I did it.
I'm videoing you.
You're vlogging me,
you're
vlogging you. Oh,
you're on my vlog.
Vlogging inception going on. This is me waffling, vlogging Caroline on a video chat. She is vlogging me on her. I don't know how many levels of inception we've got going on.
It's ridiculous.
Inception. We were on a video chat on the phone, and we've hung up and gone onto the computer because, or at least I haven't, Karen's not, because friend mail arrived, and I wanted to open it.
I wanted to see what was in it, so I said, phone.
Yes, so I wanted to open this live because I don't know what it is. Hello, buddy. And now it'll turn out to be a bailiff's letter.
Good morning. Actually, it's almost afternoon. I curled my hair this morning because I'm on day 4 hair. You can't see it that well, but it looked quite nice when I first did it. Had a chat with Carla, a video chat. That was nice for an hour. Caught up with her. Also went out this morning, went over to Marks and Spencer's to pick up a few bits of shopping. I need to tell you about, there was 2 things I thought I must tell you about. One of them was the Boots recycle scheme. Let me tell you about that. Somebody left it in the comments when I was doing my empties last week, and I thought it was quite interesting, so I would share it with you. I looked it up, and hold that thought one moment, let me... So yeah, Boots have started a recycle scheme. I'll pop the link in the description box in case you're interested. It's not sponsored or anything like that. I just thought it was interesting. And I think the idea of it is that they will recycle or send for recycling difficult things to recycle in your household recycling, makeup products like mascaras or eyeshadow palettes, that sort of thing. And if you take 5 things that they accept, you get 500 Boots Advantage card points, which is worth £5. So that sounds all good. Now they are quite picky about what they accept. Let me just tell you. First of all, you have to. On the link that I put below, you click to find your nearest participating store. There's only actually 2 close to me, and when I say close to me, one of them is 40 miles away, so that's not what I'd consider close to it. And obviously at the moment you can't go and do it, and Boots is open, but you wouldn't be wanting to go into Boots just to put your recycling in the recycling bin. So only certain stores are participating at the moment. You have to register to do it, and then you have to visit a website on your phone, because I made the mistake of doing it on the computer, and you have to photograph the items and that you want to recycle. So it is all a bit of a faff, and it will tell you whether or not it's going to accept them, basically. Then once you've registered them and uploaded them into your little account online that you've set up, you then have to go and deposit them in the bin. Now I have gone as far as registering and photographing a couple of items, and I'm not going to lie to you, it is a faff the way it works. There's not a specific app, so you have to navigate to the page in your web browser on your phone, and then you have to photograph things, then you have to search for a drop-down menu of what it is. But I like the concept of it because things like mascara pots and, you know, things with multiple different what am I trying to say? Multiple different materials, like for example eyeshadow palettes are sometimes metal and plastic, aren't they, that you can put in your normal recycling. I think it's a good way of doing that. And if you're going to Boots anyway, and if you've got some empty things, I think you have to do a minimum of 5 at a time. I think it would be good. So I'll pop the link in, and if you're interested you can have a look anyway, but I just wanted to flag that up because I thought it was worth sharing, because I didn't know about it, so presumably a lot of you won't know about it either. It's about 4 o'clock, 4:30 maybe, heading in that direction. I thought there might be a nice sunset this evening because the clouds are sort of quite nice out there, but looks like maybe not. Which is marginally disappointing, isn't it? But never mind. I've just put the camera on. I'm editing the weekly, and it's quite long already, so I won't bore you with any more of me this week. So I will see you again next week for another weekly vlog. My curls have gone a bit odd. and I'll see you on Wednesday for, we've got a makeup video. Lots of people have been asking for a makeup video, so there is going to be a makeup video on Wednesday, so I'll see you for that. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you're all having a lovely weekend, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.